Biden campaign is expecting a shift to the general election after tonight, if it hasn't begun already. Senior spokesman for the Biden campaign, Kevin Munoz, joins us now from Wilmington, Delaware. Kevin, I just suggested that the general election and its framing has already begun. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Look, what's going to be really clear tonight to a bulk of the American people that have been focused on their everyday life is that this is going to be a rematch between President Biden and Donald Trump. And so by all the metrics that matter to us as we look towards this general election, we are on stronger positioning. We have a stronger coalition. Donald Trump has seen huge divisions. He does not have an operation for a general election campaign. We have $130 million behind us. And on the issues, we are on the right side of abortion rights, gun violence, and tax cuts. And that's what we're going to focus on in this race.
Is North Carolina a battleground state for your campaign? And if so, why?
Look, North Carolina is a state where the Biden-Harris coalition is strong, and we really have the resources earlier than ever to talk to voters about the issues that we know matter to them. You saw MAGA Republicans in that state actively override a veto on an abortion ban, and we know this is an issue that matters so much to so many voters. So we're going to be talking to people across the state. We announced to state staff there already, and we'll be talking there aggressively.
Kevin, as you well know, there are two polling Achilles heels for the president's reelection campaign: perceptions of the economy and what his policies have done to people's pocketbooks, and immigration. How do you turn those two around, or can you?
Well, look, I think it's really important to understand that there's only one guy in this race that is focused on solutions and making the lives of the American people better. When it comes to immigration, Joe Biden worked in good faith with Senate Republicans to deal a tough and fair set of standards to reform our immigration system. When it comes to the economy, Joe Biden got us out of COVID and has lowered costs for the American people and created opportunity. I think what we want the American people to understand is that there's a choice between action and inaction, and Joe Biden is fighting for the middle class here. We know polls come and go, and we're going to continue to focus on taking that message to every single American that will decide this election.
Kevin, you're experienced. You're not a novice at this at all. You know what consistent polling data says. It means it's more than a trend. It's becoming almost concretized. On immigration and the economy, the president, as a re-election candidate, is behind both Trump on both of those issues.
Oh, look, there was a poll this morning that had us up in Pennsylvania. There was a poll last night that had us up nationally. I think we're looking at the full suite of polls and also elections. And when you look at election after election, Joe Biden is consolidating his base because they know the stakes of this election, whereas Donald Trump is seeing serious hemorrhaging with the voters that'll decide this election, including those in the suburbs and women voters. At the same time, Major, we know we have to earn, not ask for the support of our coalition. So we're going to put in the work. And the good news is we have the resources and time to do just that.
What are you looking at tonight, Kevin, as you see results coming in? There are efforts to, if not replicate what happened in Michigan, 100,000 or so voters voting uncommitted, but in other states like Minnesota, Massachusetts, Colorado, California, some efforts to try to get uncommitted to send another signal to the Biden White House about Israel, Gaza, and if not dissatisfaction, a look for some other either rhetoric or policies there.
Well, first of all, we're encouraged that every American is participating in our democracy, and that's a top-line difference between us and Donald Trump, who has actively worked to undermine our democracy. Look, I think we were really encouraged last week in Michigan to see 600,000 Michiganders turn out in an uncontested primary for the president, and we know that we're going to continue to replicate those turnout standards across the primaries. We're also going to be looking at what's happening on the Republican side. What I said earlier, we're seeing serious issues for Donald Trump with some of the key voters that we think are gettable. So we're going to be talking to them and the original coalition that sent us to the White House back in 2020 and reaching them throughout this cycle.
Kevin, you mentioned a moment ago resources. You do have more campaign cash than former President Trump does, and it's not close. But that campaign cash only materializes in ways that can move polls if you're spending it and spending it on things people can see. When is that going to start happening?
Well, look, I think we've been starting in earnest to reach the coalition that is decisive to this election back in August with a historic investment into Black and Hispanic media. At the same time, we know the work that we need to do, especially come spring and summer, when voters are finally deciding and thinking about the choice that's going to be in front of them. So throughout this month, throughout the spring and the summer, you're going to see more offices opening. You're going to see a paid media program really begin to scale up. and be doing the outreach that we know matters, person to person, friend to friend, about the stakes of this election and how Joe Biden is delivering for them.
Coming to us from Wilmington, Delaware, the campaign headquarters of Biden-Harris, Kevin Munoz, thank you so very much.